Thank you. I've started the recording now. Yeah, so I was telling that just if you go through site, university site and all that, so you will see that there is a practical for 50 marks, not for term work and theory. Okay. But it may change, may not change. That is not a part. We will go through the syllabus and all that, and we will do that one. I'll just check once again if there is anybody in the lobby. No, nobody is not there. Just anybody, if there are more than 5 students in the lobby, just check it up and please let me know. I'll admit them. Okay, we will just go what yesterday we have taken. I'll start with a small brief one of this one. Okay, yeah, we have started with this one. So in the first unit, we will study the different types of load first. I think my screen is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
fine,
ma'am.
fine. Okay.
Yes.
So first we will just see what are the different types of load are there, because that is the important part. What are the different types of stresses, strain and Poisson's ratio. You know all this thing, but we will see the formulas and all that and how we can go through this one. I told you that day also, for each unit we are having a one outcome. Okay, so here in this first unit, you will see what are the different definitions of stresses and strain, and determinate and indeterminate member, this will come later. This is a type of a bar actually. So in this bar, what are the different type of stresses and strain you are going to study? So that is your outcome for this unit. We will start with this one. I told you yesterday only what is yesterday last class. Okay, what is solid mechanics? Solid mechanics, in if you say the technical definition, so it is actually generally defined as ability to resist its failures and behavior under the action of external forces. But ये बहुत ज़्यादा bookish language है. I told you last time also. We are going to study, for example, a single component. We have to first study what is the use of that component. What are the different types of loads will act on that one. What are the reactions of that load, and due to that load what will be the deformation definitely will convert into stresses and strain. Okay, and maybe there will be failure. So just to avoid that failure, what measurements we are going to take so that failure should not be there, and all this will come under the external forces. Okay, so if rough definition agar chahiye, तो this is the thing is solid mechanics defined as ability to resist its failure and behavior under the action of external forces. External forces matlab what are the different types of loads are there, and due to that load whatever the stresses will generate, okay, that is called as the external forces. Now you know what is a load, but just I'll go for just a revision type कि load क्या होता है. This is any engineering design which is built up for a number of members is in equilibrium under. ये important है, it is in equilibrium under the action of external forces and the reactions at the point of support. A load which will manage the equilibrium condition. You can say that each individual member of the design is subjected to external forces which constitute the load on the member. If any forces we are applying, that will be called as a load. Now just check it up, what are the different types of loads. You have learnt also, you have seen also few loads and all that. I'll go by one. First will be a surface load. I'll show you with diagram and all that. Second will be linearly distributed load, then point load, axial load, eccentric load, UDL, that is uniformly distributed load, UVL, uniformly varying load, impact load, tensile load and compressive load. See, all these different types of loads are there, and unit by unit we are going to study all this thing. Now in first unit we will see up to axial load and all that. Some part of eccentric load is also there in the first unit. Later on, what I told you, the second unit we will see UDL, UVL, and later on we will see the impact load, compressive load and all that. So it all distributed in a different units. So these are the main type of load. Okay, now you can see this is the surface load. Okay, this is called as a surface load. Just ये basic है. When we start with the actual numerical, again you will come to know. The forces acting on the surface like this. So this is called as a surface load. And this one is linearly distributed load. At particular area, there will be linearly distributed load. I'll share you this PPT also and YouTube link also, so that later on again you can see all the different types of loads. Point load, that will be also called as a concentrated load, which will be on a single point. Okay. Axial load, which will act on the axis. Okay. If you see this one, okay. Axis पे जो act करेगा, that will be your axial load. Point load or concentrated load, which will be on a typical a point. Okay. Eccentric load, you can see this is axis and this is a line horizontal passing through this one. So here, if the load is acting, that is called as a eccentric load. This is point load and this is UDL. This is uniformly distributed load. This we will study in unit 2. Okay. And this is a side view of this bar. Actually, this is a rectangular bar and this is a side view of this cross section. Uniformly distributed load. Here, the load will act on the mid line. We will see in detail when we solve with the numerical. Uniform varying load. This one. I think hope you have seen uniform varying load or uniform distributed load in first year in mechanics. If not also, anyways, we are going to study this one, how we will convert varying load into a point load and all. Okay. This is the impact load. This we will study in strain energy. If certain load will apply on any component, what will happen? So that is called as the impact load. We will study in detail that also. Tensile load, compressive load, last class we have just started. If there is a load in this direction, in pulling direction, okay, this is called as a pull. Pulling direction में अगर load होगा, तो that will be a tensile load, and compressive load in the pushing one. If load is applied like this, that will compress the material. That's why it is called as a compressive load. And now what is stress? थोड़ा बहुत हमने किया था in last lecture में, but again just go with the formula and law. The force of resistance offered by body against the deformation is called as a stress. If suppose we are giving this load, we are applying the load in a pulling direction. अगर हम लोग pulling direction में load apply कर रहे हैं, तो what will happen? That component will definitely go for a resistive force, and that resistive force divided by your cross-sectional area is called as a stress. In few books, this is see the notation of the stress. ठीक है, this is sigma. हम लोग यही notation use करेंगे हमेशा. In few books, this will be instead of F, जैसे यहाँ पे R लिया हुआ है, this may be R, that may be F, that may be P. ठीक है, ये ध्यान रखना है. This is one and the same thing. In some books, you can find up R notation, F or P. That is same. ठीक है, whatever the load is applied, that load divided by your cross-sectional area. And unit you have to remember, because force unit is Newton and area is meter square or mm square. It is pi by d square. So that will be either Newton meter square, Newton by meter square or Newton per mm square. Generally हम लोग Newton per mm square में ध्यान देंगे, because most of the times we have to convert the distances or the length into mm and all that. We will come one by one when we start with the numerical. ये ध्यान देना है, stress is equal to P by A or F by A or A by R by A. Okay, so this is called as a stress. And there are different types of stresses. Just go through this one. We will take later on one by one. So there are direct stresses, indirect stresses, and combined stresses. Combined stresses we are going to study in the last unit. Okay. Direct stresses, one is normal stress and one is shear stress. This we'll study in this unit only. And in that normal stresses, we are having tensile stresses and compressive stresses. See, tensile stress will generate due to the tensile load, and compressive stress will generate due to the compressive load. Similarly, normal stresses will generate due to the normal load. Normal load यानी axial load है. And shear stresses will generate due to the shear load. So one by one, we will see what are the different type of stresses and how that generates. Indirect stresses, that is called as a bending stress and torsion stress. This we will study in unit 2 and unit 3. And combined stress we will study and in unit 6. Last unit we will study this one. hope it is clear up to this one. We are just going for the basic thing कि loads कौन से है, what are the different type of stresses, and later on we will study one by one. If anything, just let me know in the chat box. I'll just admit few students. Yeah, what is the difference between pressure and stress? Anybody? क्या होगा? This is my most favorite Viva question in this one. See, the unit is same, Newton per mm square. Unit same रहता है. Anybody can mute it, unmute करो, or you can have this discussion. Generally, this question I'll ask at the end of my lecture. Yeah.
Pressure is force per area, but stress is force per area whole upon area. So force per area square.
ठीक है. Again, anybody who can थोड़ा सा elaborately और कर सकते हैं, what is the pressure and stress?
Madam.
Yeah.
Hello, madam. The pressure is applied and the stress is induced.
Yes, the main is that the pressure is applied and the stress is induced, and stress is induced just because of the load only. And one more difference is that the pressure will be in a one direction and stresses will generate in any direction. It depends upon the loading condition. Clear this one? If anything, again, you can just put in a chat box. I'll share the screen again. Now, the stress, we will start with the first one, which is called as a direct stress, and under that it will come as a normal stress. Normal stress is the stress which acts in a direction perpendicular to the area. Okay? It is all perpendicular to the area, which is called as a normal stress. In that normal stress, we will study the tensile stress and the compressive stress. It will be a same. This is a component. I hope you can see my cursor here. This is a component. We are giving a force apply. We are applying a force in a pulling direction at particular axis. Okay? So this will definitely apply the resistance force, and this is called here the formula. The tensile stress, that is sigma T. T indicates tensile, that is force by cross-sectional area or tensile load P by cross-sectional area. So that's why either you can use F by A, P by A. So if dhyan dena hai, this will be same. In few books, instead of P, it is written F, or instead of R, it is written as F. So this is one and the same thing. So here, see, I have specifically drawn this one so that the confusion should not be there. This is called as a force and this is called as a load. The unit will be same, that is Newton per mm square. So this is about your tensile stress, because these formulas we will need in the now. Second one is called as a compressive stress. Already we have done with this one. Compressive stress, see the force direction. It is towards the component, towards the axis. Earlier force was away from the axis. So now this is towards the axis. So that's why it will try to compress the material. Okay, it will try to compress the material, and in tensile stress it will try to pull the material. वो pull करेगा और ये compress करेगा. तो here this is compressive stress. ठीक है, this one actually the same आ गया है. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ ध्यान देना है कि this is compressive stress. This will be sigma C. ठीक है, sigma C. This will be sigma C, compressive stress. Okay, later on I'll go through that one. So this will be compressive stress, resisting force per cross-sectional area. That is compressive. Again, here it will come compressive stress, compressive load, F by A and P by A. Just यहाँ पे correction कर लेना. This will be a compressive one. I'll send you PPT with correction. And again, in direct stress, there will be a shear stresses. ठीक है. Shear stress is shear resistance by shear area. Now what is this shear called? See, this pink color and this yellow one, ठीक है, these two are different material. Okay, these two are different material, and this portion, it is maybe joint, it is maybe fixed, or it is maybe welded, this area. See, this one is other material. ये दोनों अलग अलग material है और maybe different components. So these two are joined now. Maybe with welding, maybe with the fix or something. ये दोनों को हमने join कर दिया है. And if you are giving a pulling action, what will happen? Anybody can unmute themselves and just go for this one. Stress सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ पर होगा? Where you will find the stress more?
Joint, at the joint.
Yeah, in the jointed area. Because, yeah, at joint area, this is important. That's why it is called as a shear stress. It will try to pull on this direction, right side direction, and it will try to pull the left direction. दोनों direction अलग अलग हो रहा है, मतलब pulling action में. तो that's why the shear or the stress will come in this area. जो jointed या welded area है, वहाँ पर that the stresses will feel more. So that's why it is called as a shear stress. And ध्यान देना है, the shear stress will cause in two material, two or more than two material, not in a single component or a single material. ये ध्यान देना है, ठीक है? The shear stress will generate in between the two material only, where either it will be a welded, it will be fixed in terms of any other thing and all that. So this you should remember, that shear stress will occur in a two material, two component only. Not, it will not come in a single component or a single material. So see, this will, it may happen due to this one. Okay, this will be. So this is a first one and this will be a second one. So shear stress will occur between the two materials only. Either it may be fixed up or jointed. जहाँ पर भी joint है, fix है, वहाँ पर आप लोगों को ज़्यादा shear feel होगा. तो that's why it is called as a shear resistance divided by shear area, and it is denoted by tau. ठीक है, tau से denote करेंगे. If you refer some other reference book and all that, may the notation will differ. But generally shear stress के लिए tau हमने use किया है. So tau is equal to P by A. So this will be the load and this will be the area. Bending stress, again we will come in detail later on in the unit 2, but just to remember this one, if you are applying a load, okay, anything, suppose this is a wall or maybe anything which is fixed, and here that is a whatever component, or it is fixed here. If you are applying a load here, what will happen? It will try to, ये portion क्या होगा? This portion is fixed. ठीक है? If suppose this portion is fixed to this wall and this is open one, this is open one here, and the load is applied from the top. Top से अगर load apply हो रहा है, तो what will happen to this portion? It will try to deflect downward. Clear this one? So this will try to deflect downward, and that is called as this deflection. So here the bending is P, that is a force into L. That's why it is Newton meter, or it may be Newton mm. Okay. So this is called as a bending stress, because it will try to bend the material. वो material bend होगा. Okay. It is here fixed condition. Suppose if it is not fixed and we are applying a load in the middle, what will happen? Or if I can say this
it will
end,
fall down.
Yeah, it will fall down. If suppose this both ends are fixed now. Okay, this end is also fixed, this end is also fixed, and I am applying load at the mid portion. What will happen? Shape कौन सा लेगा वो? It will be a concave or convex?
U shape.
Yeah, simple way if you can, ठीक है, convex, concave हम लोग बाद में discuss करेंगे when we solve the numerical. So it will be a U shape, ठीक है. In the middle it will try to bend. So that is called actually the bending stress. Again, it depends on the loading action, कि load कैसे act हो रहा है and how the bending will be. Again, same, whatever bending will be there, definitely there will be a deflection. If suppose these two ends are fixed, now here one end is open and one end is fixed, but suppose if there is a both ends are fixed and we are applying a load from the middle, so this where the fixed ends are there will not have any deflection. But what about in middle area? Middle area में deflection रहेगा. Clear this one? We will come when we start with the numerical again. So that load into the deflection is called as a bending stress. Due to that load, whatever the stresses will apply, that is called as a bending stress. Now this torsion, again we will see in the torsion chapter, but just a basic thing. If it is fixed here, okay, anything, if you hold a chalk in your hand, एक साइड से उसको फिक्स करेंगे एंड जस्ट मूव दैट चॉक, ट्विस्टिंग मूवमेंट होता है, ठीक है, जस्ट गिव अ ट्विस्टिंग मूवमेंट तो इट विल ब्रेक होगा ना चॉक को, दैट इज अ ब्रिटल मटेरियल, तो दैट ट्विस्टिंग इज कॉल्ड एज अ टॉर्शन. तो हियर आई हैव जस्ट हियर द डायग्राम इज देयर. If suppose this is a bar, one end is fixed and we are applying the load, जैसे जैसे हम लोग apply कर रहे हैं load को, तो that will try to bend. That bending is called as a twisting movement and that is called as a torsion. So that's why here see torsion also you can use capital T. Just do not get confused between this tau and shear stress tau. So here you can use a capital T also. Okay, torsion. Actually T we are using for torque, so that's why I just do not get confused in terms. So if terms ध्यान रखो, later on we are going to use capital T for the torque also. Okay, so this T is F into R. mute करना, some का on है. I'll admit you. So this torsion is called as a twisting movement. Bending plus torsion, this will be in the last unit. There will be twisting movement also and plus there is a load also. See this load also and plus there will be a twisting. So both we have to calculate what is the bending stress and what will be the torsion stress. So like that we will continue. This is here on the same component you will have to go with the bending and torsion. Two loads will be there, that is the bending load also, torsion load also, and we have to find out what will be the stresses. Now come to the chapter. We will start with this chapter here now. So what is a strain? See, due to stresses the strain will apply. So just go through this one. Strain is a measure of the deformation produced in the member by the load. See, due to that load, definitely there will be increase or decrease in the dimensions. So that is called as a strain. The change in dimension divided by original dimension is defined as a strain. So strain here it is noted by epsilon. So here change in dimension divided by the original dimension. इसका unit क्या होगा? What will be the unit here? Strain का unit?
No unit.
Yeah,
No
there will be unitless. Yeah.
Unitless.
That will be a dimensionless because change in dimension is also in mm and original dimension is also in mm. So it both gets cancelled. So this is a dimensionless, but your stress is Newton per meter square or Newton per mm square. So again there are different types of strain which we try to solve the numerical now if time permits and all that. Basic numerical hai. There you have to go through this one. So strain again, that is a linear strain or longitudinal strain. Which is called as a length में जो changes होता है, that is called as a linear strain and longitudinal strain. Lateral strain will be the cross sectional changes. Cross sectional changes जो होता है, that is called as a lateral strain. And again in longitudinal strain there is a tensile strain and compressive strain. ठीक है, ये ध्यान रखना है. What is linear strain and longitudinal strain? Whatever the changes takes place in the length area, L length area में जो भी changes होता है, that is called as a linear or longitudinal strain. And lateral strain, whatever the changes will happen in the cross section area, that is called as a lateral strain. Again tensile strain, definitely there will be increase in the length, and compressive strain में क्या होगा? There will be decrease in the length. So we will study one by one here. So tensile strain, definitely there will be increase in the length, and in compressive strain definitely there will be the decrease in the length, because tensile strain will cause due to the tensile stresses. And tensile stress is caused due to the pulling load. Clear this one? And if there is a pulling load, there will be increase in the length. So that's why longitudinal strain will occur there, which is in the increasing one. And compressive strain is caused due to the compressive stress. Compressive stress is caused due to the pushing load. ठीक है? Pushing load की वजह से compressive stress generate होता है. Due to that compressive stress, compressive strain will generate. compressive strain means that will try to push the material, that means decrease in the length. Clear this one? And same opposite lateral strain rahega. If there is a increase in length, cross section area will decrease, and if there is a decrease in length, cross section area will increase. Admit this one. Clear this one? Yeah.
Ma'am, can you explain again compressive strain?
Okay, see, the compressive strain is caused due to the compressive stress. How compressive stress will cause? Anybody? थोड़ा सा ये discussion में लेंगे because this is important here. Compressive stress क्यों generate होता है? How it generates? Due to the pushing action. See, I'll go to the diagram. Yeah.
Pushing action.
हाँ, see, this one actually यहाँ पे है. Anyways, I'll just a minute. I'll change this one so that here it should not be a confusing. This is due to the compressive load. Okay. See now here, if you see this one, see this is a pushing action. This is towards, the force is applied towards the axis. Okay. ये towards axis हो रहा है, तो what will happen? Resistance force will apply. See the direction here on towards the axis. So what it will try to the material? Material को क्या करेगा वो? It will try to push the material. ठीक है? And that pushing action will decrease the length. Clear this one now? What is compressive stress? The load is applied towards the axis.
Yes,
and due to that load, resistance force will develop, and that will try to compress the material, and that compressive load divided by cross sectional area is called as a compressive stress, and due to that your compressive strain will generate, and compressive strain हमेशा ध्यान देना, it will be in a decrease in form, and tensile will be in a increasing in length. Again numerical में हम लोग फिर से ये देखेंगे. ठीक है? Just we have gone through this one. What are the different types of strain? So actually there is a deformation of body along the direction of applied force is known as the linear strain or longitudinal strain. I have just explained, but this is in terms of definition. So you should remember all this definition because anyways, if it is asked in the exam, you have to write down. You should know the language also, and plus the technical language also, how we have to write down the definition. So here this is a tensile strength. One end is fixed and we are applying load towards opposite to the axis. Okay, so this will give you a increase in length. Okay, if you are having a pulling action, so it will try to pull the material and your length will increase. So L is your original length and delta L, it is your increase in length. That is called as a change in length. So that's why tensile strain. See, you can, if possible, you can write down this formula because if time permits, small numericals हम लोग solve करेंगे. So at that time, you should remember all these notations and all these formulae. Okay. I think first one is stress is P by A, and shear stress is also same. And now this is a tensile strain. Okay. Tensile strain is change in length, that is delta L, and original length it is a L. If there is a pulling action, it will try to pull the material. That's why there is an increase in length. तो ये वाला जो रहेगा change in length divided by L. So this is your tensile strain. Just इसका opposite रहेगा compressive strain. If you can check it up, the load here. The load is towards the axis, मतलब inside है towards the axis. So that's why it will try to push the material. So this is your original length now. This L is your original length, and due to this compressive load, now I will talk in terms of load now. So due to this compressive load, it will try to push the material, and that's why the length will decrease. The material will go inside. So see here, the length is decrease. So that's why it is change in length. So हमेशा ध्यान देना when we write in theory terms, so it will be always change in length. You should not write down increase in length or decrease in length. Again, it totally depends upon the different types of load. Now here it is a single load. That's why simply we can say it is a decrease in load or increase in load. अगर कुछ और different loads उस पे एक साथ act होता है, तो again that may change. So that's why we are writing here change in length divided by original length. So again compressive strain is change in length, that is delta L and original length. Now with this diagram, it will decrease the length and in tensile strength it will increase the length. तो सिर्फ ध्यान देना है, change in length is noted by delta L and original length is by L. Now the lateral strain I told you already, if L changes, मतलब horizontal length change होता है, that is increase or decrease, that is called as a linear or longitudinal strain. ये terms याद रखना है because it creates high confusion when we solve the numerical. बहुत ज़्यादा confuse create होता है, that's why नाम ध्यान रखना है. Linear and longitudinal is a tensile strain, ठीक है, and which goes with the change in length. Change in length अगर हो रहा है तो that is called as a linear or longitudinal strain. But when there is a change in cross-sectional area में अगर change होता है तो that is called as a lateral strain. Cross-section में क्या क्या रहेगा? If L, B, H अगर हम लोग लेते हैं, length, breadth and height, या फिर in few cases it is length, width, depth, ऐसे रहेगा. It depends upon how the notations are there. ठीक है? तो here I have just taken a circular material, एक simple circular material लिया, so it should avoid the confusion between your height and width, height and depth and all that. Here what is mean by D? That is a diameter now.
Diameter.
Yeah, that is a diameter.
Original
That's why just
diameter.
to, yeah, original diameter. That's why just to avoid confusion, I have taken a circular material, because if it is again cross-sectional area उसमें रहेगा area wise, that is length, breadth, height. That also we will come later on. But here see, if there is a tensile strain, pulling action होगा, pulling action होने की वजह से there will be increase in the length. So this change in length is by delta L. Delta L हम लोग कहाँ use करेंगे? It is in longitudinal. Clear this one? We are going to use length changes in the longitudinal, but see the cross section change जो होता है. What will happen if there is an increase in the length? Definitely your cross section area will decrease. So that decrease is called as a delta D. There will be a change in the diameter. And if there is a pulling action, your diameter will come less. ठीक है, diameter छोटा हो जाएगा, and that change in diameter is denoted by delta D. This is clear. What is lateral strain and longitudinal strain? Longitudinal,
Yes,
yeah, longitudinal strain and linear strain. It goes with the length side, horizontal length side में वो जाएगा. If there is a pulling action, definitely there is an increase in the length, and that increase in the length is called as a change in length. That is called as a longitudinal and linear. But when it comes to lateral ध्यान देना है, it is a cross section area. Cross section area में जो changes होता है, that is called as a lateral strain. That's why here it is change in diameter delta D by D. That is the original diameter. So this is tensile strain about the lateral strain. ठीक है, okay. Same with here, compressive में भी same रहेगा, सिर्फ वहाँ पे diameter बड़ा हो जाएगा. ठीक है, compressive what will happen? Compressive strain में क्या होगा? Anybody can unmute. Compressive strain अगर है, the formula will be
Length
same, change in
decreases.
diameter. Yeah, the diameter will increase there, because if length will decrease and your diameter will increase. ठीक है, तो ये ध्यान देना है. Stress, tensile stress, compressive stress, tensile strain and compressive strain. Next is your Poisson's ratio. You know this Poisson's ratio. It is a ratio of lateral strain to linear strain. See, linear strain is also known as a longitudinal strain. Okay, is known as a Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio, it is denoted by mu. Lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Longitudinal is also known as a linear strain. तो ये ध्यान देना है, because exam में just to give you confusion and all that, they may use as a axial strain also. Axial strain भी वो पूछता है, linear strain, axial strain and longitudinal strain is one and same thing. It goes with the horizontal section. Okay. And just for your idea, sometimes actually I don't know how orals होगा या नहीं होगा, I don't know. But if you see the gate exams and all that, this type of questions will definitely ask. If you go for mechanical gate section, maximum questions are from strength of material only. So this, because this is just a basic subject in our mechanical. So for most of the engineering materials, the value of Poisson's ratio is between 0.25 and 0.33 only. तो ये जनरली एक रेंज है, 0.25 and 0.33. It may increase, may decrease, but most of the material this lies between 0.25 and 0.33. So ये सिर्फ ध्यान रखो, if anybody ask in Viva VOC or anybody in the GATE exams and all that competitive exam, so you should remember this one. Okay, that was the earlier part where we have studied the different types of load, different type of stresses, Poisson's ratio, and now comes to the second part, that is called as a Hooke's law. We will study the stress strain diagram for ductile and brittle material, then factor of safety, and we will see the time, if permits we will go with the at least one numerical we will check. एक basic numerical हम लोग start करेंगे. Hooke's law, you know this thing that within an elastic material, the stress is directly proportional to strain. I told you stress we will denote this as by sigma, and this is with epsilon. Okay. So here stress is proportional to strain. We are removing proportionality with the constant that is called as a E. Now here E is, that is a constant of proportionality. Here it is a modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus. ये नाम ध्यान रखना है, because in few questions it will be asked as modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus. It is one and the same thing. E is as modulus of elasticity, and Young's modulus almost for particular material it is given or we have to find out. We will come to later with this one when we solve the numerical. So stress is equal to E epsilon. It is, see, stress is proportional to strain. Now just to remove the proportionality one, so here this is E epsilon. Stress is equal to E, that is Young's of modulus of elasticity into strain. तो just here you can just note down please, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा लिख लो this formula, because the formula may be in any terms. ये कोई भी terms में वो पूछेगा, and you should remember this one. This is just a basic, but see the formula, how different type we can write down the same formula. I'll explain one by one, but at the same time please you can note down also, because later in numerical again it will be helpful for you. Now I told you already the stress is proportional to strain. If you remove this proportionality, that I can write down E is equal to sigma by epsilon. What is now sigma here? Sigma is stress. Stress हम लोग कैसे लिख सकते हैं? P by A. ठीक है? If you are coming doubt, just थोड़ा interrupt करके पूछ लेना, because this is a basic thing and you should all clear with this thing. Hope just check it up. कोई lobby में नहीं है ना? Because this is important now. Anybody is in lobby? आप लोग देख सकते हो क्या? Just check it up if anybody. Okay, fine. Once I'll just check it up. No, nobody is lobby, because this is important part here now. See, stress is proportional to strain. Sigma is proportional to the strain. You can write down one this type, that is E, modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus constant is equal to stress by strain. Stress you can write down as P by A. And stress strain कैसे लिखोगे आप? Delta L by L. Now here we will talk about only longitudinal. ठीक है? If it is mentioned in question about lateral, then we will change that sign. But up till now we will just imagine that, assume करके चलेंगे कि that is a longitudinal. So we will just write down like that only. So here now E is equal to stress is P by A, and this is as delta L by L. Delta L is change in length by original length. This is P is load or force divided by area. Sorry. Now see again this formula you can write down on this type. Here this is delta L है. Okay, this is delta L. Clear this one now? See, this is P by L. Again, you can write down in terms of this one. P divided P is multiplied by L and A. ये हम लोग ऐसे change कर सकते हैं again. Now see, this is change in length is equal to PL by AE. Clear this one now? ये clear हो रहा है this part? Anybody having doubt in this one? It is clear? Just please note down this formula, yes, because जब हम लोग numerical solve करेंगे तो you have to readjust all these formulas. ठीक है, it is actually one and the same thing, just we are readjusting this one. So now if one, we can say that E is equal to stress by strain also, plus delta L is equal to PL by AE. P is your load, L is your original length, A is area and E is your Young's modulus of elasticity. तो ये formula ध्यान देना है, this one. And last time just I was discussing about now the stress strain diagram. Okay, here first we will study the stress strain diagram for your ductile material. So this will be for ductile material. See here, if you see the x-axis, okay, x-axis that is the strain and y-axis that is a stress. Okay, तो ये ध्यान देना है, x-axis and y-axis. Okay, here we will go with the strain and this will be a stress. So this is a typical ductile curve. See up to from 1 to 2 point. Okay, that is zone. One by one I'll explain you what are the different regions. So 1 to 2, this is called as the elastic region. Then next from your 3 to 5, if you see there is a yielding point, then strain hardening, and then last it is called as a necking. Necking matlab where the breaking will takes place, and this we will able to see in UTM machine, that is universal testing machine. इसके ऊपर हम लोगों को experiment लेना है. तो here we can see exactly how the necking occurs and how the material break. Now just go with the naming. यहाँ पे जो भी notations है, we will see that is sigma, this PL, it is proportionality limit. Y is yielding stress. F is your fracture stress and U is your ultimate stress. And the last one is your fracture. I'll share you this slides also in terms of YouTube. You can go through again there. So now this is the elastic region where it obeys the Hooke's law, where your stress is proportional to strain. That's why it is called as a proportionality limit. Okay? That's why this is called as the elastic region. What is actually the elastic region? See, when a force is applied to a component, so definitely there will be a few deformation. But what happens in elastic region? Elastic region में क्या होगा? When you remove that force, again it come back to its original shape. Clear this one? That is called as the elastic region, और हम लोगों ने ये पढ़ा है in Hooke's law. So that's why it is called as a proportionality limit. And now see, this is your yielding point where the deformation will just start. Deformation will just start. Strain hardening, it will keep the marks of stresses. One by one I'll give you again. And necking will occur and then there is a break. So just एक बार overlook करो how the diagram is so that I can go to the next slide and I'll explain you what is one by one. Okay, this is here in proportionality limit, that is a 1 to 2. Okay, see this region now, 1 to 2. I told you this is an elastic zone where the stress is linearly proportional to the strain in this region, which obeys the Hooke's law. तो ये वाला formula रहेगा because this is a proportionality limit and this will be within the elastic range. So see the elastic limit is 2 to 3 now. Okay. This is in between, सिर्फ slight changes. See, this is still in the elastic region. Here the material will try to deform slightly. थोड़ा सा just up to proportionally limit there will be no deformation. Up to 2 point, but later on from 2 to 3, okay, it will start to deform, but as it is in an elastic zone, when you remove the force, it will come back to its original shape. But then you will not even find is there any deformation. Okay? So that comes under your elastic limit 2 to 3. The material will return to its original shape after the material is unloaded. That means it will start deform, but as you remove the material, it will come back to its original state. So this is called as the elastic limit. Now see here it is a yield limit. Yield limit मतलब yielding zone. Yielding zone पर है अभी from 3 to 4. The point where the permanent deformation occurs. I'll go to back slide again. See, this is the yielding zone. If you stretch the rubber, जैसे आप लोगों का rubber bands जो रहते हैं, ठीक है, I'm talking about the rubber band. If you stretch the rubber or just remove the force, what will happen? It will come to its original shape. ठीक है, but again थोड़ा और ज़्यादा forcefully अगर आप stretch करोगे, तो that will elongate. आपको rubber elongation में दिखेगा. ठीक है, that one you can unmute yourself. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा elongate दिखेगा. You can see that elongation, and that elongation is a permanent deformation. So that occurs in yielding zone. Clear this one? तो वो यील्डिंग जोन पर आपको डिफॉर्मेशन दिखेगा आफ्टर रिमूविंग फोर्स आल्सो. तो यू कैन जस्ट, हम लोग जब रबर स्ट्रेच करते हैं एंड यू if you remove early the force, so it will come back to its original shape, but you apply more force again, so if you can see that the rubber has stretched now, और वो back shape में नहीं जाता है फिर से. So that is called as a yielding zone because it shows the permanent deformation there. So that portion from 4 to 5 is called as your yielding zone. Now this is important here, your strain hardening portion. See, raising the yield strength by permanently straining the material is called as a strain hardening. Here you can find if metallurgically, actually we यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा metallurgical changes होता है, whatever the grain structure is there वो थोड़ा सा change हो जाता है. मतलब if you can see in the microscope and all that, hope you have started with metallurgy. There is a coarse shape, then fine shape, in between shapes रहते हैं उसमें, ठीक है, जो मटेरियल रहता है. तो यू कैन फाइंड दैट स्ट्रेन हार्डनिंग हैज हैपेंड. तो यू कैन सी इन माइक्रोस्कोप दैट थोड़ा सा वहां पे जो ग्रेन स्ट्रक्चर है वो चेंज हो गया है. इफ यू फर्दर स्ट्रेच द मटेरियल, थोड़ा और अगर ज्यादा स्ट्रेच करोगे तो यू कैन फाइंड इट अप देयर इज अ स्ट्रेन हार्डनिंग. You will come this detail in metallurgy also. So at that time, just listen carefully at that time. What is the strain hardening at mechanical point? As I'm a design faculty, I can just tell you this much only कि there is some change in grain size. थोड़ा सा आपको grain size में change दिखेगा in the microscope. That is called as a strain hardening. This is here your strain hardening which occurs from 5 to 6. Which comes to the ultimate stress now, ultimate stress. Okay, this one later on I'll share you one YouTube link where you can see if suppose you can see there is a aluminum material. Actually I should show this now only, but abhi nahi, ठीक है, we will, I'll send you the YouTube or in next lecture I'll show you the YouTube ki how actually the necking occurs. If you stretch the material, pulling aluminum है, aluminum को अगर हम लोग continue pull करते रहेंगे तो at a particular point what will happen, diameter धीरे 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 decrease होगा. Clear that one? Anybody can unmute or just go through this one. You are getting the things what I'm explaining? Yeah.
Yes,
If you are
ma'am.
suppose,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, if you are going for the pulling action continuously, अगर हम लोग एक material को suppose this is a pen now here, if you are giving a pulling action continuously, अगर आप लोग उसको pull कर रहे हो तो somewhere here एक जगह पे आपका diameter कम 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 होके it will go for a break, वो totally टूट जाएगा आपका. तो that is called as a fracture. But directly fracture नहीं होगा if you are giving a pulling action at particular point. If it is a pure material, it will break in the middle. अगर वो pure material नहीं है तो जहाँ पे भी stress ज़्यादा apply हो गया है वहाँ पर वो break करेगा. तो that is called as ultimate stress. Ultimate stress में आपका if at ultimate stress if you are again pulling the material with the load, slowly the diameter will come down and at a point it will go for a fracture. So this is called as a ductile material where we'll have a elastic region, yielding point, strain hardening and necking comes there. And later on it will go for a fracture. So this is called as a ductile. ये specifically ductile के लिए diagram है. What will happen if it is a brittle? Brittle में क्या होगा? Can you see any yielding point? Yielding point दिखेगा आपको? Chalk समझ लो. If you are having a chalk को अगर तोड़ोगे तो क्या होगा? ठीक है? You will directly break. ठीक है? Directly break will apply. मतलब there will be no necking point, no stretching and all that. It will go for a break. I'll show you this one here. ठीक है, this one, see the ultimate strength point. Last में जो था, this one strain hardening is over. Now see the ultimate tensile strength at 0.6. What is happening? It is a maximum stress which the material can support without breaking. जो 4 to 5 था हमारा, this section. ठीक है, up to this it is supporting without any breaking and all that. But later on, ultimate stress के बाद में if you are applying a load again, then it will start stretching up, necking formation होगा. And necking formation होने के बाद में it will go for a breaking. If the material is stretched beyond the 0.6, the stress decreases as necking and non-uniform deformation occurs and it will break that material. Next lecture I'll show you how that necking occurs and all that, because if I want to start the YouTube, I think it should not create any problem. But I'll search it up specifically so that I can show you the necking point. In few books, if you refer, ऐसा भी diagram दिया हुआ है. तो it is one and the same thing. Linear region, yielding point, strain, hardening, necking. This is plastic region. Plastic matlab where you can see the deformation, and elastic region where the deformation comes back to its original shape. So all this diagram is also there, and that diagram is also there. So you can refer any diagram over here. ठीक है, hope this one is clear to you. What is for ductile one? Ductile clear हो गया बेटा सबको? Because that is an important point there. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
If you can
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
doubt
Yes,
and all
ma'am.
that, you can just post me the question and all that, because this is important in the first unit. Okay. Now just to overlap this one, ductile material is having yielding point after ultimate point structure occurs. Okay. Because you will have a yield also there. But in C, the brittle material, you will have, this is the diagram of A to C is of the brittle one. There is a elastic zone, and then there will directly the fracture point. Fracture point directly rahega, because there will be no yielding point and all that. So here this is a A to C dash, matlab this one you will have for ductile, this red color, and this is for your brittle one. If you are referring the books and all that, you can just check it up here, this one. Okay. So this diagram is for brittle and this graph is for the ductile. Ductile में आपका yielding point रहेगा, but there in brittle there will be a direct fracture. Just an example, you can take a chalk also, cast iron, glass, stone, concrete and all that, etc. In class actually I'm showing this thing with the chalk and all that, but let's see how we can go. I'll show you few YouTubes and all that in the next lectures, or I'll send you link in the WhatsApp. So at least you go through how the necking occurs and all that. This is clear now. Stress strain diagram for ductile material and brittle material. Ductile material कौन से होंगे? Anybody थोड़ा just check it up. What are the different ductile materials?
Copper.
Gold, copper, yeah,
aluminum.
aluminum and all that. And the brittle material is cast iron, glass, concrete and all that. You will you just come to know all these materials. Just थोड़ा सा refresh or revision कर लेना all this thing. And for the next, okay. So now this is factor of safety. Now you have to study the factor of safety in terms of ductile material and in terms of brittle material. Why there is a difference between, because in ductile material there is a yielding point, but in brittle material directly there is a fracture point. So that's why factor of safety दोनों का different रहेगा, ये ध्यान देना है. Normal definition of factor of safety is that the ratio of ultimate load to allowable load is known as a factor of safety. ये normal है. Factor of safety is ultimate load divided by allowable load. मतलब जितना sustain करेगा that and ultimate load. But if you see yield stress आपको कहाँ मिलेगा? In the ductile material. ठीक है? Yielding stress वही मिलेगा आपको. तो that's why factor of safety can also be defined using yield stress criteria. Factor of safety is also defined as a yield stress to allowable stress. तो ये yield stress कहाँ use होगा? जब आपका ductile material है. Clear this one? Yeah, and this is with the brittle material. Ultimate stress to allowable stress is in the brittle material. You know this definition, but now you have to use the correct formula in the numerical. So this factor of safety for ultimate stress. Actually, I want to mention here brittle, but again it depends on the load. That's why I have mentioned here ultimate stress as the ratio of ultimate stress to allowable stress. So this is a factor of safety. You have to check it up, this one. Okay.
Please just explain ultimate stress and allowable stress.
Ultimate stress. See, I told you if you see this diagram here. Okay, this is for what one? This is for ductile material. Yeah, ductile material में you will have here yielding point. Yielding point मतलब क्या होगा? The deformation just started. Means in short, if I can explain, see for ductile material you have a yielding stress also. That yielding stress generated because see if deformation occurs मतलब क्या होगा? If there is a deformation in the material, definitely there is a stress. Stress हो रहा है तभी वो deformation हो रहा है. So in ductile material, that yield stress is called as a maximum stress, that is fracture. You can see as a yield stress, and yield stress occurs only in the ductile material. That's why factor of safety we are giving as a yield stress. Allowable stress यानी क्या होगा? Just a discussion. Allowable stress यानी जितना वो sustain करता है. allowable stress. मतलब suppose if a component is there and if you see in brochures and all that, it is written कि this material can sustain a 60 kilonewton. 60 kilonewton के बाद में भी अगर हम लोग load apply कर रहे हैं तो what will happen? It will go in a deformation condition. Clear this one? Yeah, it will go in a deformation condition. So we have to use up to that 60 kilonewton only. अगर 60 kilonewton के बाद में अगर हम लोग use कर रहे हैं तो it will go for deformation, it may go for a breaking and all that. So that is called as a allowable stress. ठीक है? And yielding stress क्या हो रहा है? हम लोग उसके आगे भी उसको use कर रहे हैं. तो that is called as a yielding stress before the fracture. Clear this one? Before the fracture, yielding comes up there. So that's why in ductile material, factor of safety we are writing as yielding stress divided by allowable stress. Clear this one? And why in brittle material we are changing that one? Ultimate क्यों कर रहे हैं हम लोग instead of yielding? Because brittle material में yielding point ही नहीं आता है. It is up to the proportional limit और proportional limit के बाद में वो fracture हो जाता है directly. अल्टीमेट स्ट्रेस के बाद में जैसे डक्टाइल में नेकिंग फॉर्म होके फ्रैक्चर हो रहा है, बट इन ब्रिटल मटेरियल यील्डिंग पॉइंट आता नहीं है, तो दैट्स व्हाई देयर वी आर मेंशनिंग दैट अल्टीमेट स्ट्रेस बाय अलाउएबल स्ट्रेस. क्लियर बेटा दिस वन? होप आई क्लियर? या होप आई थिंक इट इज क्लियर टू यू हु हैज आस्क्ड. बेटा क्लियर हुआ है आपको ये अभी अल्टीमेट एंड अलाउएबल?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
fine, yeah. Just a basic numerical, I hope time is there. Yeah, still time is there. Just go through the question. Okay, we will concentrate only today on the first numerical only. Just try to solve this one, or abhi mat solve karo. Next time again we will solve this question again. Now this is just a basic numerical. जो अभी तक हमने formulas पढ़ा है उसके ऊपर numerical है. See a rod 150 centimeter long and of diameter 2 centimeter. एक rod है, the length is 150 centimeter and the diameter is 2 centimeter. It is subjected to axial pull load. Axial pull load है, there will be a pulling action of 20 kilonewton. Just go through the question carefully. If the modulus of elasticity of the material of the rod is 2 into 10 raised to power 5 Newton per mm square. What is this notation? Modulus of elasticity का notation क्या है? It is a capital E. You can unmute yourself now so that we can have a discussion on this. So E is your 2 into 10 raised to power 5 Newton per mm square. Clear this one, beta? And later on, yeah, determine. First one is the stress, strain, second one, and the third is the elongation of the rod. The stress matlab you have to find out sigma. Strain you have to find out the epsilon and
etc.
It's sorry, and you can mute yourself because there is a disturbance, but the other students may not able to listen this one. And the last one is the elongation of the rod, that is your delta L. Clear this one? Why this is a delta L? Because here specifically it is mentioned what is the elongation. अब यहाँ पे मुझे बताओ why here it is a elongation. यहाँ पे decrease उसने क्यों mention नहीं किया? Yeah, because there is a pulling action.
Axial pull.
Yeah, axial pull. That's why you have to read the question very carefully. It is the axial pull. That's why he has specifically mentioned that is the elongation of the rod. Clear this one? So just and have a habit now. I don't know what will be the exam criteria now, but anytime whenever we are solving the numerical, just have a habit of write down the given data specifically in our subject. Because in our subject the units are important. आगे now I have taken a very simple example जहाँ पे units को लेकर उसने कोई confusion create नहीं किया है. Later on one unit will be in meter, one will be in centimeter, mm में रहेगा, जैसे किलो न्यूटन है, one will be in gigapascal, megapascal and all that. So that question will try to confuse you. So that's why better every time you should write down the given data with the unit. ये हमेशा ध्यान रखना है. तो length of rod L is equal to 150 centimeter. ठीक है? 150 centimeter I have converted into mm because I told you either it will be in Newton per meter square or Newton per mm square. Now as E आपका modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus Newton per mm square में है, तो we will try to continue that one. It should be in Newton per mm square. ठीक है? तो length of the rod is 150 centimeter. I have converted into 1500 mm. Diameter of the rod, that is D, is equal to 2 centimeter, which is 20 mm now. Load is given 20 kilonewton. I have converted into Newton. ठीक है? Clear this one? If anybody having doubt in middle, you can just interrupt me. Modulus of elasticity is already given, that is 2 into 10 raised to power 5 Newton per mm square. And what will be the area? See, it is a rod. Rod मतलब क्या होगा? वो circular area है, cross section circular है उसका. Clear this one? So that's why here area is pi by 4 d square. You can just have a calculation and just calculate करके देखो. The answer is the same one. 314.159 mm square. Calculate करके भी देख सकते हो आप लोग, or at least write down in a book कि how we have solved this one. So now this is a given data and you have to go with the now finding of the stress. What is the stress formula? Sigma is equal to P by A. So what is here? P 20 into 10 raised to power 3, that is a Newton, and area it is in mm square. So just we have calculated, just check it up the answer, 63.661 Newton per mm square. ध्यान दो बेटा, यहाँ पे calculation करो, just go for the calculation.
Yes, ma'am.
It's coming, right? Yeah.
62.661. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, calculation, you have to go for calculations also, huh? Because if you see now later, definitely you are going to forget this one, because this is just a basic step, and with this formulas only we have to carry on to just go for calculations, because units and all that, it is important here. Now the strain, second one we will calculate as a strain now. So strain, it is Young's modulus, that is modulus of elasticity, capital E is stress by epsilon, stress by strain. ठीक है. Now we know what E हम लोगों को पता है. क्या बेटा? Anything? Any doubt up till now? But I'm not getting your voice. Any doubt? Okay, I'll just check it up chat box if you're having any doubt. Fine, there is no doubt. Okay. The strain is now elasticity, modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. You have to find out the strain now. That's why we have just reshuffled the formula. This is stress by E. We know all this thing. The answer is coming here. 0.003183. Answer आ रहा है सभी का? Yeah. And see, it is a dimensionless because mm वो cancel हो जाता है. Yeah. तो ध्यान देना है कि strain is not having any unit. That's why it is not mentioned over there. Because here units are important. I told you in the first class also, you have to mention the units every time. Okay. Now the last one, the elongation of the rod. Elongation of the rod is what? Strain is equal to change in length divided by original length. Hope you have written that formula here. Still, if not, then I'll mention you the elongation of rod, that is your delta L. ठीक है. तो strain क्या होता है? Strain is your change in length divided by original length. So here you have to find out the change in length. So that's why you can reshuffle this formula now. Delta L is equal to strain into L. So this is your answer. So what is your change in length? That is 0.4774 mm. This is clear here? This numerical?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now it is almost 2:10. So I don't want to go with the next numerical. Yeah. Next numerical में जाना नहीं है. ठीक है. Up to evening, I'll make this one as YouTube link and then I'll send you so that you can just go through all the formulas. Are you having books and all that? Books है इसका?
No, ma'am.
कोई book refer कर रहे हो?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Fine, बेटा. ठीक है.
Can you share PPT so that we can have a revision?
Yeah, definitely. I'll share you the YouTube or PPT also on the group so that you can refer all this thing. Yeah, you can refer all this thing.
PDF book send करने वाले मैम आप.
Okay, fine. I'll take now. I'm just downloading the attendance now. It's okay. आज 102 ठीक है. 102 students है. Fine. One thing again, I want to tell you that tomorrow my lecture is 2:15. 2:15 में lecture है, and I just want to prepone that one. Is it okay if I'll take at 12:15? But it's your lunch time. But as you are at home, you can manage it up. Just कल के लिए थोड़ा सा manage कर लो. That I'll take that lecture at 12.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, fine. 12:15. I'll take it up that lecture.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. I'll just stop recording here.
Ma'am.
Okay.